Hi everybody, hope you're all doing great. In this video, I am doing distance psychic wisdom and energy healing for a client. They booked a 30-minute session. I'm going to be looking into whether or not there's some dark energies that are preventing them from having real growth in their life. I'm going to be reading the goals here shortly. I want to personally thank you to the client so much. Very nice to get to connect with you and help you with these goals. I can't wait to see what we discover. It's always interesting to sit in this chair that I sit in and do what I do for a living. And here I have the opportunity to share with all of you out there on YouTube. So maybe something of this session might help you, the client, but also you, the listener. And there's always something I learned from every experience too, so it helps me. The help just keeps, getting shared with everybody. So good. All right, so let me read your goals, and then I'm going to close my eyes, and I'll start listening, tuning in, and we'll see what comes up, okay? You say, please check to see if there are any unknown dark energies that I'm unaware of interfering in my growth and development. Are the spirit beings that I know as friends speaking the truth or lying so to mislead me away from my true path? Okay. Just a moment here. So, unknown to you, dark energies interfering with your growth and development. So something about your life is really stuck. Is that your own personal doing, or is there some kind of interference here that is beyond your understanding? All right, we'll look at that. Now you have spirit beings that you call friends. So you're really in tune here. But you want to know from another perspective, here I am, so you're asking me, if they are honest with you. Are these so-called friends? Are they so-called friends? Are they authentic friends? Are they leading you away from your true path? So you seek to be on the true path, and the true path then would be one that would be free-flowing and not stuck feeling. Okay. Right now I'm just getting my ground here with, your goals are really interesting. So there's some interesting pathways about perception and state of existence and the true path and spirit friends versus how can you tell if they're authentically loving and caring for you, or are they, it appears they are, but maybe they're not. Okay, I got my work cut out for me here. All right, shall we begin? Okay, we will begin. All right, so tuning into the universe here. First and foremost, really wanting to get some feedback, some perspective for my client here. They're struggling. They want to know if there are dark energies that are influencing their path. They want to be on the true path, which to them is free to express oneself, free to do the things one wants or one seeks to experience. I consider that a true path of sorts, In addition, can we take a look at some of the spirit friends that they have? Can we get to know them a little bit? It'd be nice to get some perspective on all of this. All right, I'm just going to tell you that I'm not able to see any pictures just yet. But I get this real anxiety inside my heart, almost like a poison dart. And it's like in the center in there, and it's moving and it's sort of growing and expanding outward. And so it's sort of pushing out in front of me and pushing out back of me. And so I'm having to sit with this sort of like poison in my heart. Like my heart has to swallow this down and suck it up and just accept it, or maybe I ignore it. But I can't really do anything about it. I just live with the poison, I guess. And so as a first experience is this sensation. And I'll be honest, I want so bad to let this not be about this conversation. In fact, something inside me, I feel like I want to take a big leap, a big jump, okay? Like leaps and bounds kind of concept. That I want to be present in a where I'm seeing the bigger picture. Like I'm flying overhead and I can see all of planet Earth, of your world, of your circumstance. But here my viewpoint is just so tiny, and it's based on the sensation stuck in the heart. And then I'm living with it like I was poisoned somewhere along the line. And now this poison is sort of sucking the life out of me, slowly but surely, death. And so it's not wonderful at all. I'm supposed to experience like this in order to get a feel for you and your experience and the answer, okay, to what you seek to know. And I can't give you the bigger picture just yet. All I can do is just sit. It was this tiny little sensation, but it's a really big deal. Is it possible that somewhere along the line that life poisoned you in your heart and now it's been slowly impacting your life path? I'm not sure. So that's the first thing. This is very frustrating. Is this my frustration? Is this your frustration? It's like forced to be stiff as a board. Like I didn't know that I was born inside of a house and that I'm holding up the walls of the house. I don't even know where I am because I'm stuck in the dark between walls. And this, I guess, is my existence. I don't know what I am, where I am, why I am, how I even got to be here. So there's this weird sensation of being stiff as a board, and I'm stuck as one of the materials that uphold a house. But I couldn't possibly know that. I couldn't possibly know why I was important or where I was put to be purposeful. I couldn't possibly know that. And therefore, you as this piece of material, as this wood, stiff as ever, sort of in the dark here, couldn't possibly comprehend why you were to exist and why you were chosen to be put here and why it had to be in the dark. And you're never really going to know that your purpose was important just the way that things are. And what if you, this piece of wood here in the house, in the walls, had other aspirations? You didn't want to be a piece of wood, one of other pieces of wood in this house in the walls. Like, you wanted something else, you know? Maybe you want to be a lawnmower. I don't know. But that's the next experience. Stiff. And the frustration that I feel from it is wronging, okay? You know, you took me as a board. Now I'm supposed to be a lawnmower. And then you put me in the freaking wall and you didn't explain it to me and I'm lost in the dark and this sucks. I'm supposed to be a lawnmower. It's kind of like that, okay? Energetically, again, a very vague detail. So your energy or the energy around you or the energy of your life or your whole life or just the circumstance you're in, it's paralleling this conversation. Poison in the heart, slowly growing and expanding, which then is slowly sort of thinning you out in your ultimate radiance. It's like you're having to bear the burden of this, that you can't really get rid of this, so you just deal with it, you just live with it. But that's no living, you know? And then what the heck here? As a board in a wall of a house, I don't even know that I am holding up this house. I don't even know what I am, why I am, where I am. All I know is my heart says I'm supposed to be mowing the grass or something. So there's something really, really stuck here for your energy. And I tell my spirit guides I'm just going to talk to them here and just say, okay, I really relate to your goals. My vision is different than what I'm getting to experience. And it's almost like telling me that you struggle with seeing the bigger picture because everything is cut so thin and forced in so tight and shadowed. And so I'm talking to my guides about, obviously, I guess in my human way, I would think that, well, couldn't we just pull you right out of that wall? Maybe that house is supposed to be missing one board. And then that board is somehow magically supposed to poof into some other reality. A reality you always sought. The one that you thought this was going to all be about. Couldn't we just move from one reality into another reality, like totally different? Like here, I'm going to take a bunny rabbit and turn it into a snake. It's just like two different realities. Like, can we just poof do that? I mean, we're talking about energy here. We can do anything. It just has to vibrationally fit, okay? All right, so far, I feel like I'm not giving you a lot of feedback. The kind of feedback I want to give you. But I have to work with this. So, they want me to go into the poison sensation in your heart and examine that. I say, gosh, you guys are making a very small world for you. Okay, very small world for you. Why is it such a small world for you? All right, the poison. It's kind of tasty. It tastes like a sour apple, to be honest. I don't know why, but it's really good. I feel like I'm hungry for the sour apple flavor. I'm starting to eat it, like lots of it, okay? Like drinking it down, gobbling it up. I'm like actually creating whole kegs of this. I'm starting to realize that I'm actually just like a maggot in the wound. And I just happen to be the right energetic vibration to clean up this mess. So maggots like wounds. It's like flies like poop. It is, I don't know. It must taste pretty good to them. Maybe it tastes like sour apple. But I'm cleaning out this poison in your heart. It doesn't hurt me because it's not my vulnerability. It's your vulnerability. So I can eat up your vulnerability all day. It doesn't bother me. It is a big empty hole here. It's so dry as well. It seems like it wants to pop, like your heart wants to pop. Who are the living beings inside yourself? What is living inside yourself? So these beings, these friends, spirit friends, they're not inside yourself. And where does the love come from if it is not inside yourself? So, okay. I'm going to place spirit friends, the harmony of all that is the divine unconditional love, Jesus style love, and I'm going to put spirit friends. I'm here in your heart too. So we're all going to just hang out here in your heart in this sort of dry, open space. And I can't understand. This is making a big energetic shift. I don't know why you've been boarded up, blocked in, walled off, vibrationally stilled. The train stops here. All right, who's one of these friends here? Because I'm starting to have one eye that dislikes. Like as I'm looking, I look up and down this one and I dislike this one. And this is a female energy. There's something about her that's kind of Egyptian. She doesn't dress really that Egyptian, but she vibes Egyptian. She has a white kind of long garment, like an angelic garment, really basic, but it does glow white. She has a really nice tan. She has very interesting eyes, and they're kind of overwhelmingly have a lot of makeup, like there's a blue and layer and maybe a pinkish, reddish, purplish. It's like, wow, there's a lot of eye makeup on there. But so that makes her colorful. And she adds some color into her black hair. And her black hair isn't that long, like maybe down to her shoulders. And I don't know why, but when I look at her with one eye, the other eye is not necessarily assessing in the same way. But the other eye, I see her and she annoys me. I don't know why. I need to understand why. I say you are to be a representation of the divine love, Jesus-style love, unconditional love. So you must represent that if you are present here. So can you help me understand what is this disgruntled sense that I have about you? Oh, well, she's tough to work with, I guess. She's one of those spirit guides that, what is love if it isn't tough? You know, sometimes love is soft. Sometimes love is tough. You know, she's like tough. Like, do I want to eat some meat that's tough? I can't even chew it? No. She's hard to chew. She's tough. And I don't know why, but I don't know, I want to push her. I just do. I tell her that. I mean, I can't hide my feelings here. And so I just tell her, like, I don't like how tough you are. You're a tough meat to chew. I just tell her that. She has multiple forms. She comes in 3 stages. One stage is really fun. I don't know which stage that is, but she shows me dancing and music, and she has like she has fruit just piled up on top of her head, and she's like very tan and she's really fun. She's got a really fun dress on, fun shoes, and she's dancing like the cha-cha or something. She's really fun. And she makes me smile when she's like that. But she can be really, really cold. Like, and I wouldn't say there's a temperature to it, but it's that type of cracked whip. Like the importance of enduring a life as a slave. It's disgusting. But yet when you can see from the higher vantage point, you will see that it is also love to endure such a life. That she would be the tough sort of one here on the other end of a whip, happily whipping you. That's what I dislike about her, because I can see that she would play roles that aren't, that are cruel. But someone's got to do it in order for us to understand. Why is she becoming so familiar to me? I feel like I know who she is from somewhere. The fact that you would have such a spirit friend, I could understand that she would be tough and fun, and let me see if I can understand this third side. It just looks like white. It looks like soft white. That's all I can say, even silvery accents to it. It's just like looking at a liquid that's just a liquid that stands upright. It doesn't really have a form. So I'm just touching the liquid. This is about reflection and how hard it is to really shape what it is you're looking at. So to understand true reflection. How do you ever understand it? It just molds and shapes itself again and again and again and again and again and again. One minute you think you're a banana, the next minute you're a bunch of grapes. It's like, what are you and what will you ever be? You're never going to just be one thing. And so this is like the complexities of the mirror. So this is also one of her forms. She comes together as the same strange looking Egyptian woman. These three parts do. And I ask her what her role is here within your heart. You're choking, she says. She shows me you're drowning. She shows me that in drowning, you're going to the very bottom, and there's a shackle and a heavy, the ball and chain thing, and you're just going to the bottom. And at the bottom, you will find peace. Yay. And once you're at the bottom and all the air is exhaled, you will let go of the ball and chain and you will walk towards a dark cave. This dark cave has something to do with your third eye, your crown chakra, higher mind. I see the cave is not something you walk into, it's something you walk through, like a doorway. She shows me this pathway is just absolutely complicated. Like maybe you're 5 years old and you're trying to understand Einstein level math. And maybe you're smart enough, but it's like there's so many puzzles here. There's so many riddles. There's so much expanse to truly understand, from the basic building blocks to the most complicated ones of your path and why your path. And getting stumped. You already know that you shouldn't be stumped. Nothing should truly stump you. So this is aggravating. She's really good at suffocating souls, by the way. I no wonder I dislike her. But understand her. She's like the drought when you want rain. But she's also like the rain when you've been through a drought. And she's the mirror that teaches you about why the drought and why the rain. Why the good times, why the hard times, so that you become wise. To respect your own wisdom. To be respected for your wisdom. But when you're stumped, none of that matters, does it? When you're stumped, all you do is look at how stumped you are. And there must be something at fault here, not of your own. Because you've given this time, or you've given this work, given this effort. You've given this your heart, you've given this your suffering. But still stumped. I didn't tell you what happened when the love entered your heart. It was almost like it was the love that you have for who you are. It's not necessarily about the spirit friends or spirit enemies, or however you want to look at it. As I'm not looking at the dark side yet of what might be interacting with you. They're not showing me that just yet. But when the love enters your heart from those beyond yourself, it actually is a reminder of how much they love you, then how much you then can love yourself. So to know yourself, to be the love of yourself, to love yourself enough. Back to the cave at the bottom of the ocean, the doorway. It's crazy puzzles, like crazy maze, crazy like years and years of time, incomprehensible stuff, lots of growth and development stuff, lots of dead ends, blocked walls, retracing your tracks, starting over again. It's just like on and on and on and on and on, and you never feel like you ever get to the finish line. Like there isn't a finish line, because the finish line has been like manipulated in a way that you would never find it. Like that would be the ultimate riddle, is that you would be seeking it, but you would never be allowed to find it. Therefore, who is not allowing you to not find the end of this, okay? Those jerks that are blocking you from your true path, that you know makes sense to you, okay? Boy, I wish I could move faster through your session. These are complex messages, and I still feel like we're just inspecting through a microscope a very small crumb of the situation. I want to see the bigger picture. Why does it have to be the small crumb? All right, just a moment here. I'm going to just step into being you for a minute, because you are the midst of all these spaces and all these conversations. I'm just stepping into you, and I'm just going to be the you that understands the message completely. So our minds try to make sense of this stuff, and then we get frustrated too. Because this stuff can grind your gears, you know. It's challenging. So I'm going to be the aspect of you, like I'm stepping into you as the aspect of you that understands this message completely. And I want to see what that energy, which is the energy of pure self-love, the energy of the wise, the wise one that you are, the life learning, the drought and the rain and the understanding of both, like the mirror that you're never just a banana or just a lime or just a, I don't know, tough steak or a chocolate chip cookie, whatever. You're never just like one thing. You're so many things. And why? All right, so as this aspect stepping into yourself, you could call this your highest version of yourself, your higher self. You and your higher self working together as one. And there's so much compassion and so much love that has to be felt. You have to sit with a feeling of that one. Not as a thought or a language of any kind other than the love language, which speaks no words. It just sit with it, you know? You kind of resist it or reject it in some way. I'm not sure why. I tell your higher self, I say, I am refusing to accept that you people aren't going to allow me, for your well-being, to break you out of this, because you really are kind of energetically almost like buried alive or something. There's a lot of layers here. How hard is it to remove this stuff? Like, why is this so essential? It's like, why are you held down It's like trying to run with all your might, but the wind refuses, to be at your back. It's always going to be blowing in the wrong direction. And you're like, I'll be stronger than you, wind. Like, all right, I can't keep running with all my might. Something's got to change here. There's some beings that are trying to hold me back? Like, what is this? I can't deny that there is something to what you're picking up on as far as energy goes. I want to find some dark beings that could be something mischievous at work here, okay? Let's just see if we can find something. Again, I'm still standing here pointing at you people. As I talk to the spirit realm like that because I get frustrated with them. Because we never get the answers, and we always have to deal with the challenges, and then they help us to work through the challenges, and they say convenient things, like, why are you so upset? You know why I'm upset. Well, just stop being upset. Oh, you people. You know how it goes. Anyway, let me see here. But they really do love us. They really do care, and we really are learning extraordinary things here. Is life about what we want, or is it about the learning that we seek to have that wasn't really satisfying to our minds, our egos? Because for God's sakes, this is our life. We want to do what we want to do with it, but there might be something more that we want to do with it that doesn't really suit the human nature. We want to learn what it's like to be an abused slave for some reason. All right. Are there energies holding you back? Interestingly enough, they say yes. But it doesn't seem like yes in the way that you would think. It'd be yes in the right ways. And then why would that be right? It's like, why would drought be right? But why would rain be right? But then why would too much rain be right? Why would any of it be right? That's where the wisdom comes in, So show me one of these beings here that is holding you back. As usual, so many representations of ourself. I come across a being that, let me see, he kind of smells like, maybe like hell would smell like this, like sulfur, volcanic eruption, fire. I don't know, stinky though. It's more like smoldering. Smells like burnt bacon. Smells like stinky. And this being is super ripped. Red skin. Is in chains. And blames you for its circumstances. And actually sees you as the one that gets all the love and attention. That this is the one that nobody loves. This is the one that carries the true burden. Wants you to feel some of that burden. Wants you to know what it's like. Its heart is made out of worms. You must have some kind of compassion for this aspect here. Do you have compassion for this aspect? Could be an aspect of yourself that you had no choice but to kind of grow past it because it didn't want to grow with you. And then you watch from another vantage point this part of yourself suffer. And you have a big heart. I'm going to have you now stand in my shoes and look at this being through my eyes. Face this aspect. No wonder. You do have compassion, but you also have, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time. Like, you're choosing this for yourself. I'm not choosing this for you. You're choosing this for yourself. So who's the bad guy and who's the good guy? Because you're assertive and because you want boundaries and because you know where you stand, now you're a jerk to this guy who's suffering in the stinky burnt bacon space. Because he doesn't know how to deal with his own pain. And you, who are good at everything, know how to deal with your own pain, and you should be helping him to deal with his own pain. Are you helping yourself deal with your own pain? Just asking, okay? Because this could be something, an interesting detail to the concept of negative influences holding you back. It could be you are holding yourself back in ways that are unexpected. Part of the weird maze where you can never find the end because there's a detail or a clue, it hasn't come to the eureka moment yet. But it requires you to get in touch with yourself again. Almost like get in touch with yourself. That is a huge moving energy for you, because it seems like you could move this energy yourself, but there's some stubborn sides. Perhaps it should have been simple, but it had to be complicated, and how it impacts you across time. It's a challenge, but you're smart enough, or you're clever enough, or you got your wits about you enough, you can do this. But yeah, there's work involved. I keep getting this sense like not a great vibe. You're not going to enjoy this, hearing this, okay? But I just want to see you actually spend some time here with this aspect of yourself, like going down to his level, like gross, you know? But we're talking about energy. We're not talking about human beings here. We're talking about energy beings, aspects of yourself, that you could very quickly touch this aspect's heart and reconcile what this relationship is and bring this entirely back into yourself. And it will humble you on some level. It'll move things. All right, let me just watch this in action, because you really don't want to do this. You really shouldn't have to do this. I mean, this is kind of annoying, is how you're expressing yourself. Almost like, when is enough enough? How much more of this? Like, when will this ever end? Like, it just feels like there's a lot of like, no. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to, you know? All right, well, now that you're over it, right? Because you're being asked to just do this and see what happens. Now let's see what happens. We have to step into that space to move forward. This is a clue. This is an important clue. Oh, he laughs at you. You're like, fine, I will heal this aspect. And you put your hand into his heart, and it's full of these gross worms, and he just laughs and laughs and laughs. And it gets you really angry. Like you denied yourself your boundaries and structure to come down to this jerk's level, to then actually try to heal his heart in order to move the energy, and he's laughing at you. So this is a sensitivity. There's no doubt about that. I actually see that this is a good lesson. This is an energy thing. It doesn't matter if he's laughing at you. That's the point, you know? To get under your skin. That's the point. You're letting stuff get under your skin. Don't do that. So let him laugh at you. He's about to end his role, okay? So he's going to go through a death and a rebirth phase, and you're going to watch him scream like a little baby. Because you know what this is about. But he's trying to intimidate you. He's trying to mess with you. He just laughs and laughs. And it's interesting because I start to see him deflate. and you have a handful of worms, and there's a big spirit that's kind of a Grim Reaper looking thing. It's a skeleton with a hood, and it's a dark purple color. And this is being laughs and laughs at you. But something shifts inside yourself, and you're starting to remember. And this being catches a whiff of that. This being says, uh-oh. Kind of like energetically stops laughing, is like, uh-oh. Terrified of change is what this being is, terrified of change. But if you are terrified, it's like, who's terrified of change? You or this aspect of you? But you're both aspects. You just separated right now. So terrified of change isn't really who you are. But you have to face the you that is terrified of change. And that's a big energy block. So it's actually going to be fun to navigate this stuff. I feel like you do have a lot of good energy around you, good energy within you. I feel like there's something about the life path here that is communicated things or revealed things to really challenge your perception of reality and your power in this reality. So you're smarter than this. Like, you have to go above this one. And I see that part of the path that's really going to help you is the path where you start going within and working on your inner yous, your inner selves, your inner parts, your soul retrieval stuff, okay? That's what comes to me about this. Like, you could actually do this, okay? So I need to follow this through here. I just want to spend another few minutes with this, because I just want to see this one through. When this giant skeleton being says, uh-oh, she becomes very quiet. You start to remember, and you start to cry from within out of love and compassion for the fear that this one carries. A complete emotional bond with yourself. And the weeping isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It's actually the pulling of this energy back inside yourself, because this is the aspect that can't cry. This is the aspect that just wants to laugh at you while you're struggling, but really actually needs you to help set yourself free. Yourselves, then yourself. So this is just an act of saying, I feel your pain and we're equals. And I weep for you the tears you've been unable to weep for yourself. Brother, let's work together. Like, there's that sense of kinship here, but this is your soul working with your soul that's separated into parts through life experiences. And so this is coming in now. And you're starting to glow with light, and I hear a lot of like clapping and cheering. And you're walking through that cave in the abyss. And the maze wasn't as complicated as it became. And you're looking at the memory of letting yourself come all the way down here with that ball and chain, completely letting go of all air, just suffocating the bottom of the ocean. And you're swimming up to the top now. And you're looking across extraordinary ribbons of time at all the worst kind of lives and all the extraordinary kind of lives too. That they all have to come together in a harmonious balance. They have to sing the song together in unison, in harmony. Otherwise, it just sounds like a mess, right? But you're reconciling time. You're reconciling a great deal. And for you to keep these steps moving forward, keep working on what's going on the inside, because that's going to move the energy on the outside. I feel this female spirit that I was describing. She's really, really wise, and she's here she's here for life, okay? She's here for this lifetime, big time, because you need it to work through the complexities of it. So yeah, there's gonna be tough times that's gonna get you thinking outside the box, and she really wants you to go within as your strength or your power, but also to celebrate too the good times, and to remember that you're not just one thing, you're always molding and shaping. And part of that is the reminder that keep working on your inner selves who also need your support to mold and shape, because there's going to be parts you are super weak and vulnerable, then make you weak and vulnerable in ways that you don't understand. So this is going to help you become whole and attract the kind of life path that you know that you're meant to live. Because now you are whole and one with you completely. That's part of the ingredient. And nobody said that this was easy, okay? This was hard. This was, is, and forever will be in some way. Like time says, this lifetime is hard, okay? But it doesn't feel like it's just supposed to be like between a rock and a hard place. It's meant to be actually kind of fun and adventurous. So let yourself have some fun with this advice, okay? That's what I got. Wowzer. I think we found our way, you know? I could feel a lot of that frustration and the blockages and I want to be like free in the outdoor field with my lawnmower or something. I don't want to be stuck in a wall. Like, I don't even know what I am, why I am, where I am. I try to imagine being like a board in a wall. Like, how would I feel? I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a human in a wall, let alone a board in a wall. It's pretty stiff and pretty dark and pretty unfulfilling. So there's got to be some parallels here to that. And that's like creating such a narrow viewpoint. But there's so much more of an expanded viewpoint when you just start to feel the love inside your heart and then start to use your skills. Like, you know, if there are negative entities out there, it's like, what are the ones inside yourself? What are you doing to yourself that it's time to take a look with a magnifying glass at all these aspects so you can become your strongest version, bringing yourself back to wholeness? Isn't that your higher self stepping inside of you? You then stepping inside of yourself, glowing with your highest self light? You know what I mean? That's the answer they're providing. So, hope that helps you out, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Loved exploring these goals for you. Thank you for sharing. For those watching, if I can help anyone out there watching interested in a session, any goals, I'm happy to navigate. 15 minutes, 30, 45, 60-minute session. You can book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Have a great day, everybody.